Hey guys, what's up? The truck broke again. I have to fix it again, but good YouTube content. So let me show you what we got. I don't know when this happened or how long ago it happened, or I know why it happened though. Let me show you. Right here, you see this right here? That cross member is a mite cracked. And I think that it has something to do with the fact that there are no bolts in those holes and that it gets heat cycled regularly by headers. That's what we're dealing with, so I'm gonna go ahead and I think what I'm gonna do is put a jack right here underneath the transfer case. Well, I'll jack underneath the cross member, but I'll put a jack stand under the transfer case and jack this up so I can take that cross member out. And then I'm gonna put it on a bench and weld it and plate it and then get some bolts back in that bracket that supports it there. And we should be good to go, so let's get into it. So as you can see here, we are safely jacked up on the transmission there, and that should be enough for me to get all of the bolts out of this cross member and take it out without this whole thing falling. It just needs something to support it under there, and I think that should do the trick right there. So let's get to taking this cross member out. Okay guys, so as you can see here, there is a bolt right there. It's not very clear, but I started to cut into it, and I remembered that I had penetrating fluid on the ground, so I sprayed a bunch of brake clean on the penetrating fluid. But I also neglected the fact that brake clean is very flammable, much more so than penetrating fluid, and I just caught the shop floor on fire. So we're gonna wait for this to evaporate and then we'll be back. But so far guys, I've got every single bolt out except this one here. So this is the last one I have, and then this cross member should just slide out. Every other bolt came out of it just fine, so we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, got the cross member out. Only took like, I don't know, 40 minutes or something of trying to finagle this thing out. I'm gonna show you what we have to work with here over on the bench. So let's see what we got here. And some lighting, let's see. Alright, so this right here is what we're dealing with. And you might not be able to tell on camera. Oh yeah, you can tell that crack comes all the way back to here. So what we're gonna do when we weld is we're gonna grind this down. Well, first off, we're gonna try and straighten it out, maybe put it in the vise a little bit and crush it, try and get it straight. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a grinder and grind this rust off, and then maybe V this out a little bit, get a little gap that we can fill in there. And then we're going to grind past this, a little groove. We're gonna grind past it and fill weld that little groove all the way down on both sides. Then we'll grind both of those off, and then we'll put a plate here and a plate on the bottom, and that should hold, and that should be all we need to do. Should be good to go. So I think I'm going to straighten that out, and then I will set this up when I'm grinding on it and welding on it. So here we go. Alrighty guys, as you can see here, we got a nice little shiny spot, and you can very clearly see this crack. Well, sorta. There you go. You can see it all the way along there. It rolls down the front and all the way out to the edge. So like I said, I'm going to go through on this side and weld this, put a bead on it, maybe 2 beads, and then a filler bead in the middle. Same thing on the back side, just weld it over, and then I'll take the grinder and grind it off smooth again. And then I'm going to get some pieces of plate, and I'm going to make about this wide, just this whole section right here, and I might make it roll up and over the top, just enough for it to land on, just to keep it out of the way of the brace that gets bolted on here. Just roll it up a little bit onto this, probably up to here, and then I'll bring it down probably to this bend or pretty close to it. Same thing on the other side, but I don't know what I'm gonna do about these edges because I don't think I have plate that'll fit in there, but I don't know. I'll plate the top and bottom and just hope it holds, but as far as I'm concerned, I would be happy with it just being welded, but I'm gonna plate it just to be sure. And that is that, my friends. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably set up a time lapse now of me welding this, because it's as clean as I can get it with the tools I have. And I'm just gonna go ahead and run a little bead over this real quick and flip it over and do the same on the other side, and then we'll call it good from there. So here we go. Okay guys, before you judge my welding, and if any welders see this, I genuinely apologize. I am not a welder. I've only welded a couple of times, but for only welding a couple of times, I feel like this is pretty good right here. Especially right back in here, it looks pretty good, and on the other side, the same thing. Let me flip it over real quick. Right here, look at that. I feel like that is just beautiful for being a novice welder. This down here, I absolutely burned through the edge of this. I guess it was really thin right there. And the rest of that is kind of very crappy, but it did the job. So from here, what I'm gonna do is grind this off, and then again, like I said earlier, I'm just gonna make some plates, and we're just gonna weld all the way around the plates on there and hope that it holds. If it doesn't, I guess I'll go to a junkyard and get a new cross member, but the chances that this doesn't work, I mean, this would be fine right now. I could throw it back in there and it would be perfectly fine. But just to be sure, I am gonna plate it on both sides just to make sure it doesn't crack across the middle there where it counts. So let's get to it. Alright guys, got the grinding done on here on both sides. As you can see here, it's not completely ground down smooth, mainly because I can't really get anything in there and it's just taking a long time. And this doesn't really need to be perfect. It's just going to be under the truck and I just need something that's going to hold. We're going to go ahead. This side looks really nice. This top side does. Up here looks really nice. Down here it's still a little bit chunky, but again, I'm not putting a plate there, so it doesn't matter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out a section here, probably just probably be like 2 or 3 inches by however wide this is. It's probably 4. And we'll just put a strip across here and we'll weld across the top and the bottom and then up the sides, and we'll do that on the inside and the outside here. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so that is basically going to sum it up. I am not going to show putting this all back in because it's just a process and it's going to take a long time. But so here I'm going to show you the final welds here. I know you just saw it, but that was kind of in a time lapse, maybe some slow-mo in there, but here are the welds. They are not pretty by any means. Just very basic, very functional welds. And they will hold, and that is all I need. I don't really care if they look pretty, as they're just gonna rot out underneath the truck in 10 years anyway. I won't have this truck that long, so it's fine. It'll hold, it'll be good. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure, if you have stayed this far in the video, thank you. Again, that's just amazing. I would love it if you did that, but hope you guys liked it. Again, go down below and hit subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, all that fun stuff. Leave a comment, positive comment, no negative comments. I don't like negative comments. I don't want to deal with them. Just be nice, guys. It's just common courtesy. Just be nice, okay? But anyway, if you have any way that I could improve my welding, I will take hard criticism on that because I kind of suck at it. So that is something that I would like to get better at. So go ahead and let me know some tips and tricks for welding. MIG welding, I don't know. I don't have a TIG welder or a stick welder that I can use here, and I'm not really interested in that right now. So, but anyway, yeah, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Catch y'all in the next one.